Now that you've made $100 into $1,000, let's say you're waiting for the bear market. I promise you that you won't put the same amount back in because you'll be afraid of losing it. You will end up taking a much smaller position than you would have liked, and you are playing with negative psychology because every time you buy at the lows, you will gain 10, 20, or even 50 times what you bought. Just a few big coins, right? That means it makes a lot of money. Raoul Pal, a former executive at Goldman Sachs, says that it's important to know your business time horizon and goals since crypto is naturally cyclical. It is said by Pal that crypto is very cyclical because of the everything code theory. These trends are linked to changes in global finance, the halving of Bitcoin, and the election of the 45th president of the United States. The price of Bitcoin has gone through bear and bull waves over the past 10 years or so. In general, the half of Bitcoin is seen as the event that starts the bull market. People often argue about whether to get out of crypto at the worst possible time to avoid big losses or to wait it out. People who invest in Pal are told not to make snap decisions based on hype. He says to stay away from debt and put most of your money into the top 3 to 5 market cap tokens, while also putting 10% into altcoins with higher risk. In addition, the overall value of the crypto market has been stuck around $2.5 trillion since the end of February. People who watch the market aren't sure if the run is over or not. Pal's macro thesis says that the crypto space will grow from $2.5 trillion to $10 to $15 trillion by the end of this cycle and could hit $100 trillion by 2032. Based on this everything code theory, we all know that crypto is very cyclical. I made a calendar that shows that everyone changed their interest rates to 0 in 2008, which caused all government debts to be paid off in about 4 to 5 years. This cycle of debt refinancing happens every 4 years. And it's made this never-ending circle, which is the same as the cycle of Bitcoin halves in US presidential elections. That's why we have these cycles. In 3 years, crypto has been the best performing currency in the world. In the first year, it was crypto spring. In the second, it was crypto summer. And in the third, it was crypto fall. The fourth year is the worst, and people are scarred by the worst. People want to know what to do about it. You need to figure out what your goals are first. That's how I see it. How long do you plan to keep your investments? In other words, my main idea is that this space will grow from, say, $2.5 trillion now to, say, $10 to $15 trillion at the end of this cycle, depending on how big this cycle is, to $100 trillion by 2032. We now have the biggest macro trend in history that is making people rich. It's still in front of us. It was very profitable in the beginning, but it's still very profitable now. We don't want to mess this up, right? That's what we want to record. So a lot of people start to wonder, should I trade out in the macro crypto fall, try to sell at the peak, and then buy at the bottom, and then have to go through the horrible 75% drawdowns? Think about this. Those of you who don't need the money right now should take that cycle, the down cycle, with open arms. You can expect an 80% drop. This time it might be less, it could be more. This time Solana was down 97%. ETH was down 97% the last time we checked. And enjoy it, because if you buy at the lows, you could make 10, 20, or even 50 times your money. Just a few big coins, right? That means it makes a lot of money. If you think about it, Solana was a 10x in the first crypto spring last year. It's not yet summer or fall. The change to summer has just begun. If you can see that way of making money for a long time, you will indeed make more money that way. Get ready for the sell-off and have cash on hand. We may be in the last chance to put money into the market right now. At this point, it's either too late or you have cash on hand. We hit the banana zone after this, and things get a little crazy. After that, it's no longer possible. And if there is a bear market, your starting points are below water. This level shouldn't have you, we should. So we're not by much. You should try to get as many points as you can in these last rounds. Okay, think about the long term. In 2026, you'll think, wow, I can't believe I can get more and compound more wealth. Prepare some cash for that and be ready. When everyone else is scared, you should be the one to say, hey, I have money. Remember that no one has money when you really need it. It was hard for me to get money because of the slow market, less cash coming in, and all the other things that you have to deal with. But anyway, Bitcoin bulls are currently having 10% gains for the month. The founder of CryptoQuant, an on-chain and market data tool, said that the bull run is now halfway over. He thinks that if this trend continues, the bull cycle could end in April 2025. Raoul Pal says that we are now in what he calls crypto summer, a time of the year that usually happens in June and July because of the way the seasons work. The market usually goes up a lot during this time, which is why it's called the banana zone. Okay, let's look at a video instead. Right now we're making a change, and soon it will be crypto summer, and that's what happens in June and July on average. Then things get crazy. Of course, there will be changes, and they will be big changes. 30 to 40% can happen. There are times when it goes up into the orange zone though. You need to be careful not to lose your mind and mess this up by doing other things you shouldn't, like putting all your money into meme coins because they're going up the most. You want to make as much money as possible. This is a gain for the long run. If you stick with the long-term trend in the big tokens, you'll make a lot of money and play a small role in the other stuff. I've also been putting some of my big bet on Solana into NFTs, which is a different thesis, and these are two artists, Xcopy and Beeple. I bought some other things, but those two artists made me think that a big chunk of that $100 trillion will be kept in high-end art that stays in crypto land. I'll talk about that theory another time. For that reason, I've been putting some of my gains into long-term assets, but I'll really cut a third off and run the rest. I don't wish to mess with it too much. Every time I've seen someone. For the most part, Jeff Bezos is the richest person in the world because he has never sold any of his stock. He didn't sell or buy stock. He didn't move. All of these people, including Bill Gates. Over time, you hold on to a steady trend in compounds. Also, buy more if you can. But wait, that's just the main idea for you. I hope that helps. Try not to time it based on the exact price. Set a time limit for it. I like the end of the year because it's usually a happy time. You'll feel good about taking some money off too. It will seem like a lot of money. Even though it's not too early, it will be just right to make a change in your life. That gives you the mental strength to do well. Again, don't do anything and buy the sell-off if you really want to make your money grow. Get the most out of it. Set some money away. All too often, the processes have reached their peak at the end of the year. Could that change though? We had a big run-up in the last cycle, which made it strange. We reached a high point. A lot of people sold their shares. After that, we had another peak. Not much work. After that, it fell apart at the end of the year. That's all the important crypto news for today. Stay tuned for more news, analysis, and views from the world of cryptocurrencies. Tell us what you think in the space below. Please like this movie and subscribe to our channel to see more fun videos.